Right. Hello and welcome to the latest edition of See You Next Time. With me today is the housewives' favourite, the silver fox himself. Of course, I mean Billy, Ed25. We also have the man of many sponsorships when he bothers to get back in here because he's... Just don't ask. The walking billboard himself, Nepal's next top model, Ed 82. It is Seamus O'Deeps. The luck ender himself, and here he appears, and he still hasn't fixed the problem. He's yeah. He went off to get it on landscape, and he comes back, and it's back to portrait. Here we go. There he is, Nepal's next top model. It's Seamus O'Deeps. Oh, we just started. We just thought we'd start without you because we didn't know how long you'd be. I mean, you only went to fix your phone into portrait mode and landscape mode, and you were gone an hour. So we just thought it's going to be Christmas before you get back. Better get started, right?
I just went away to sort out to tend to some messages.
You're picking
Stop
your nose.
picking your nose.
Oh, come on, come on! This is a classy podcast. Come on. All right, should we start with? We'll start with a classic match, Chelsea Everton, on the Saturday. What do you think, Bill?
Battle of the Blue.
They were a bit too good for us, to be honest with you.
Not really saying a lot.
I don't think they're a great side, to be honest with you, but they had too much for Everton. Especially with us losing Drewsbury Hall at the very start of the game, who's been probably our best player. And we were never really in the game. We had a couple of good chances. Don't get me wrong, we did have a couple of good chances before they scored, but you've got to take chances, and Everton aren't doing that at the moment. So we were quite poor, to be honest with you. We gave them a game at times, but they've got a bit too much up front for us, especially with our fullbacks not doing too well, and the centre halves are. I described them probably makeshift at the moment. I think when Brantwaite comes back, he'll go right into the side, and it'll be either Keane or Tarkowski will be dropped. But the game overall, they probably deserve to win.
Hang on. You're saying Tarkowski's makeshift. You were the one you were telling everyone on the Liverpool site just a few days ago how he's the greatest defender in the world, not so long ago.
I never, I told him he was better than VVD at the moment, that's all. Which he is. But that could go for any defender in the country at the moment, and better than Canate.
No, nobody's worse than Canate. He's definitely worse than Van Dijk. He
hasn't played well, Van Dijk, so I'm saying Tarks is doing all right. He'll do all right. He'll fill in.
You just called him makeshift. Van Dijk's not that bad.
Because it's a partnership of centre halves. They're a partnership, and I don't know who I'd sooner have at the moment between Keane or Tarkowski to go with Brantwaite. That's all I'm saying. I probably prefer actually the lad on Jake O'Brien. I probably prefer him alongside Brantwaite. If I'm honest,
I think he's a better centre half. I don't know why he doesn't play him there.
Yeah, because the others can't play a fullback, and he can.
Well, you've got Garner.
He's better at fullback. I'm not saying he's a great fullback, but he's better at fullback than what Ian or Tarkowski will probably be.
Yeah, but you've got Garner.
Going back to the game, I think they scored two good goals actually, and but we had our little chances, but we're not quite as good as them. So I've got no complaints over that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you just need a striker, don't you, desperately?
Absolutely.
And two fullbacks, a left back and a right back. Yeah, and probably a centre half.
Centre midfield as well.
Yeah, a couple of central midfielders, a couple of wingers and a striker, and you're good to go, ain't you, Bill?
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait for January.
You only need 11, I reckon, and then you'll be fine. You'll be up there competing with Man United in no time.
Yeah,
Look at him.
absolutely.
And, that's the only reason he came on. He's going to claim it was just a coincidence that Man United are above Everton. But it's the only reason he's on here is because Man United are above Everton. He shit out in a Liverpool podcast because Man United were below Liverpool at the time. And he was suddenly, I'm too busy, I can't do it.
No, it's not just above Everton, it's above Everton and Liverpool.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, above Liverpool, I'm saying. God's sake,
No,
can you
it
get
is
your finger any further up your nose?
no. It is a weird coincidence that I've only been
Is it?
available when United have been
Is
above you
it?
guys.
It's a coincidence, right? Of course it is. See, I mean, you've got to say though, Beto and Barry, two worst strikers in the Premier League.
Yeah, I'd say so.
They make
Yeah,
Isaac look good. That's how
absolutely.
bad they are.
Yeah, we need one, and we're going to get one by the looks of it in January. Been linked with a couple of players, and we're desperate for one, to be honest with you. One who can hold the ball up, but we've also got to stop playing this. Give it to Pickford, and he hoofs it up to a giant. You've got to start playing with the players you've got, and now we've got Dewsbury Hall in the midfield, who's been playing very well. We've got Ndai on the right, who's a very good player.
Fantastic.
Jack does a really good job, setting people in and that. So we can play a different brand, but the manager's got to change that. And we've got to start playing more football than just the hoofball.
Do you think Moyes can do that though?
I think he's very one-dimensional and pragmatic, but he'll do for now. But that will get changed in the next year or so. I'm confident about that.
Yeah, I can't see he can take him any further.
Who would you have, Billy, as the striker, and secondly as a Moyes replacement, like a long-term replacement of Moyes?
Ten Hag's available, remember?
Yeah, I won't be getting Ten Hag. Well, I hope we're not getting Ten Hag. Wiegman will be mine. Get Wiegman, breaker of chains and all that. Yeah, get in.
I can't see that happening, sadly. Oh, what's he done?
He's
such a diva. He just wants to get the attention. That's why he's turning his camera on and off.
I was hoping Billy would answer like realistically, being realistic. Who would be
the manager I'd want?
Yeah, the striker.
Who you think we could get?
Moise Keane's available as well as a striker. There you go.
I could do without him as well, to be honest with you. Tried that, being there, done that.
I asked that because it's very apparent to me when I look around in the league that a good striker is a rare commodity, and to be honest, a good manager with promising future is also very rare. So the chances of Everton,
I would actually go for, and this is going to surprise you, but someone who I think would fit the Everton brief would be the Newcastle manager, Eddie Howe. I think he would fit Everton. He's an Everton fan. He knows the club. He knows the Premiership. I'm not saying he's going to be a world beater. I think he's okay, a decent manager, but I think he might be looking for a job maybe next year, possibly. I think he'd be quite a good fit for Everton. Personally, I think he plays good football. And he'd do
Have
for
you been
me.
watching Newcastle this season? Have you watched Newcastle at all? They're worse than last season. Yeah, they're like Arsenal, but worse.
I think they're okay. I think they're good to watch, Newcastle.
What, shit kicking and playing for like long balls? You think Moyes plays long balls? Wait till Howe takes over, and then he just has a bunch of shit kickers in midfield to kick anybody who picks up the loose balls ahead of them. Oh, they're vile.
Once we get our new players, he'll do us. So yeah, that's the future in my eyes.
He makes Sam Allardyce seem like classy football. Yeah, in fact, Sam could always come back.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, he's available. He's not in work at the moment.
Would you take him instead of Slot then?
No,
If he's available.
no, but we want to win things. You're Everton. You don't win anything, so you don't need.
It's
you
a
don't
coming.
need
I'm telling you, it's a coming.
That'd be nice, but I can't see it for a while. You just don't have the money at the moment, do you? Is the thing.
I think we've got
And
the
that's what
money.
it's all it's about. Sadly.
It's being within the boundaries of financial regularity
It's changing, isn't it?
is the problem.
It's
Yeah,
now
but
squad cost ratio. What's it? Squad cost ratio or something they're calling it next year, aren't they?
Yeah.
So,
But
Seamus will explain it
it's
to
not
us
going
in
to
a
be
minute.
done in one window. It's going to take a
But
few
do
windows.
you not think it is like easier for the clubs, the Premier League itself, to just at the end of every season, like give us a table which says like this club can afford to spend this much
Yeah.
and just leave it, because
Yeah.
it is becoming pointless, idiotic, and to be honest, very confusing for fans to follow.
Yeah, like
I
they do in
agree
La
with that
Liga,
totally.
where they have they give them a salary cap. This is how much you're allowed to spend. This is how much you are spending. Because they do it on the how much they earn, and this is how much you are spending. So you've either got this much you can spend still, or in most cases, particularly Barcelona, you need to shed about 300 million in wages is the usual.
Yeah.
Unless they spend the entire summer window
That's a
trying to
great
sell
idea.
players. Yeah,
that's a great idea by Seamus there. That would really
Oh.
open everyone's eyes to what your club can do and where about to
Seamus
go.
has had a good idea. You can't praise him. His head's already too big to fit in the door. He couldn't get the camera turned around because he had to have it on portrait because of his size of his head. And now you've gone and praised him. Oh, we've got no chance.
Get him in the FA. I say he's the man with ideas.
Everyone in paying to come on the pod next. Jeez.
Right, come on. We've done Everton.
Yeah.
Next game, Tris.
Liverpool Brighton next. We may as well do that one next. Well, not really a lot to talk about, to be honest. Brighton were a bit disappointing for me. They played into Liverpool's
Do you want to
hands.
take that one, Tris, and see your thoughts on it first?
Yeah, quickly. I mean, Liverpool weren't that good, but they were better than Brighton. That's as simple as that. They were just better at playing. Brighton tried to play the way that suits Liverpool, basically down to the ground, and Liverpool were just better at it than them. It worked out. It was just a simple matter of they pushed them into having to play quickly out from the back because they didn't let them settle on the ball and pass it around at the back, which is normally the problem. They forced Liverpool to go quickly forward, and when Liverpool play it forward quickly, they're a good side. The problem's been when teams have sat off them and let them play, they've got no idea what to do with it. And they just end up rolling backwards, forwards, backwards, and that's all they do. But when they were forced into playing it forward quickly, well, we've seen they're a good side still. There's still a great lot of play, there's still a great squad there. And they're just too good for Brighton, that's it. My biggest worry
I
of
thought they were
that game...
too good for Brighton.
My
I thought
biggest
Brighton
worry
had a
was
few good
Szoboszlai.
chances, man. They did have a few good chances. But Liverpool deserved
Liverpool had loads of good chances. Should have scored more. There was so many chances. I mean, when Salah played it across to McAllister, what the... I don't want to get into McAllister because it was like playing with 10 men because he was fucking dreadful again. But why did he pass it on? It's a perfect place to... All he's got to do is put his foot on it. He's got... It's just put it in the back of the net. It's right there in front of you. You're right, and he passes it on to no one. And then there's there was quite a few other chances where we should have really scored, but we didn't. So yeah, I mean, Brighton was just they gave their all, but they're just not that good this season. They're not as good as they've been in previous years, and so when they play into somebody's hands, they're going to lose because they're just not good enough to get over it. What's the other thing? And Konate's still doing his fucking brain farts. Still, I mean, when he was in the other half of he's in their half when he's throwing it, he's rugby tackling people. Oh, it's just, it really needs to go. But my biggest worry anyway was the Szoboszlai injury. That's the thing that could, because he has been by far and away Liverpool's best player this season. He's
been your engine room, to be honest with you.
Everything. He's been everything. He's the heart and soul at the moment.
Yeah. He's actually been one of the best players in the league. despite playing
Yeah.
for a strong Liverpool.
Yeah, if not the best. You could argue he's been the best, considering he's played right back, centre midfield, right wing, attacking midfield. He's literally played and he's been brilliant in every position. So, we really are struggling without him. Not because we haven't got players to replace him, but just because he's simply that good at the moment. He's been that good for us. So, yeah, that's a big worry. Anyway, apart from that, not really much to talk about there. It was just it was a routine win. Better team, better, stronger team. Obviously, a lot more money, so you'd expect them to win. Next one, Burnley Fulham. Did any of you watch it? I actually did watch that one.
I actually didn't watch that game. I usually do the highlights things and that, but I never actually seen that game. Was it up
You
to
didn't
much?
miss much. No, you didn't miss much. It should have been a comfortable
But
win for
Fulham
Fulham,
scored
but
a lovely goal.
yeah, there's some. It was Fulham were by just class above. It was one of those where Burnley just are out of their depth in the Premier League, and it's starting to show now. Teams know how to beat them, and they've got them in their pocket. It was a really late goal, the second one for Burnley, so it makes it look a lot closer than it was. But the game was over by then anyway. So
yeah,
not much. It wasn't really a good game either. It was very poor. So then Arsenal Wolverhampton was the next one. I did watch that one as well. Did you?
I watched that. Yeah, Arsenal were not good at all. To be honest with you,
No,
it's some chaos out.
In fact, they really, on the balance of play, probably deserved to lose that, I would say, which I'm surprised at.
They had some good
Goals.
chances, but not as many as you'd think they'd have against a very, very poor Wolves side. It's got to be said.
Wolves starting to look better, though. To be fair to them, they're looking a lot better. Starting to pick up.
Yeah, I like the manager, but I don't think he's got a lot to work with. There's a few decent players, but they give the ball away far too easy to be even getting up the league. They've only got 2 points, I think.
Yeah, 2 points. I'll tell you what did impress me. I mean, they scored all 3 goals as well, Wolves. Arsenal didn't actually score a goal.
I was just going to say that. All 3 goals. Oops.
But I tell you what really impressed me: recovery runs from Andre. He's sprinting back to try and help out. When you're saying a team's, when a team's struggling and they need players to fight for the team, his pace he showed he was outrunning Arsenal players going forward. And how usually like Martinelli and players like that when they're going forward, when they go, players tend to run faster when they're attacking than they do defend. He was blisteringly quick getting back. I was really impressed with his work rate in that. I think he's earning himself a move. I think, and if they go down, he's definitely going to be going somewhere, stepping up the Premier League. I would think. Yeah. He was excellent.
They look very Spursy, though, don't they, Arsenal? I know they probably won't make me saying that, but they did look a bit Spursy. They never outperform them, as much as what you'd think the top against the bottom should do. And
lucky.
And as you say, the 2 goals have come from 2 of their players, 2 Wolves players. And it was not a good watch if you're an Arsenal supporter, to be honest with you.
Have you seen a worse goalkeeper in the last couple of weeks than Sam Johnston? Against Man United, he was embarrassingly bad. And then this against Arsenal, he was terrible again.
Yeah, I think I brought it up last time about him. He's absolutely hopeless. Absolutely hopeless, he is.
Yeah, they can't
keep... You are asking someone who was Onana for 2 seasons. So.
He's up there with Onana. Yeah. I tell you what, last night I was watching the game that I texted you, didn't I? I said he made watching someone who made that. Was it Lecomte? It was he Fulham or something?
From Fulham.
Yeah. Oh my God, he was. I mean, I wonder whether he was paid because he actually handled, the ball's coming across. He goes like that instead of putting it to the side, carrying it on because it was going across goal. There was nobody there behind him. Instead of putting it
out
away from the, he just pushes it literally onto the striker's
Intuition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
onto his foot. I mean, he couldn't have done it any better if he'd have tried. And I'm watching it, and I'm sorry, but I'm
That was an
convinced
assist.
100% that was deliberate. I don't believe that he wasn't paid off. I do not believe it. There was no way you could be that clear, that precise without trying. You don't do that you don't just push it straight forward. You just don't.
No.
There's no way. You have to be. There's no way. No keeper does that. You always try and
That
put
was
it to one
poor.
side. Yeah, it was awful. Yeah. Anyway, so we go on to there's not much to say about that. Arsenal still getting. They're winning without playing well. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're limping. They're starting to limp now.
yes, yeah.
They should
And City are
with
closed
with
up.
with how with how the season was going with City like not always being on their A game, Liverpool collapsing, Chelsea being Spursy. Like they should have, even with the results now, they should have been a bit more further away from everyone.
They should have it so now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they were playing good up until like
Mm.
the past fortnight. So it's now when you're getting into the real squeaky bum season. Now
They're still
you
too
have to get there
cautious.
now.
Whenever you watch them, they're still too cautious, and they're not putting games to bed. They're just sitting back on leads, and you're always taking a risk if you do that. So.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, next. Sorry, sorry. Did you want to say something else?
Next up,
Oh yeah, Crystal Palace, Manchester City. Speaking of Man City, Palace absolutely battered by City there. 3-0 win from Man
Yeah.
City at Palace. So yeah, they're starting to really put the pressure on. They're not playing particularly well either, but
No.
Haaland's putting in the goals, and then they can just pick teams off on it. They're scoring early,
Yeah.
scoring an early goal, and then they just pick teams off when they break
Foden's in
this
a rich
rhythm.
vein as well, and he's
And
he's
two
playing well.
games,
And
And
Foden
two
and Shirky,
games.
starting
and
to find
Cherky's
form.
doing
No,
okay as well,
it's
to be
around
honest with
4 games for Foden actually. No, they're starting to find form. They're starting to help Haaland a bit more.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's the reverse of Arsenal. So it's for
Yeah.
them it's a better thing. Like players are starting to play better.
They are starting to show form. They are starting to play well. Doku's he's transformed this season as well as Haaland. Those two have stepped up a level. They've still got players
Yeah.
like
Palace
Savinho
look
and
in a bit of a
Marmoush on the
slump though,
bench.
Tris, don't they?
It's
They're in a
always
bit
going
of
to
a
happen.
slump, Palace.
They can't
Yeah,
cope
it was
with
always going to happen,
the
yeah.
European games and the league. They just haven't got the squad for it. And Glasner's not good enough, in my opinion.
And also it's a case of them always being a bit iffy at home if I'm being polite. Like, I've said it before, and it's usually my policy with Palace. If it's an away game, if they have the likes of Watt and Mateta available, then they're a good side. If they're playing at home, it's on paper it looks like a difficult game, but in reality, if you're a decent team, you should be doing well against them at their home.
Yeah, Glasner's not got a clue how to play a home game. He just wants to sit back and defend, and you can't do that at home.
Yeah, because they're set up to
Mm.
just soak up all the pressure and then try and hit the teams on counter. And eventually, at home, you can't rely on that setup
Yeah, you have
week
to
in,
attack.
week out.
You have to attack. The crowd won't stand for you sitting back, and then they don't have the quality, don't have the ability.
No.
And
Uh,
now, apparently, Mateta is nursing an injury, so it's just more trouble for them.
yeah, their squad's looking really stretched. There's a lot of players that look like they need a break. Need to be rotated out, and they haven't got anybody to bring in for them. So I mean, they were even playing Klein. That's how bad things have got this week. Klein started. I mean, you're in trouble when Nathaniel Klein starts for you. He was shite when he was at
And
Liverpool, and that was like 40 years
yeah,
ago.
genuinely, I thought he had retired pre-COVID. No,
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be funny. I thought he retired pre-COVID.
he retired to some private island with a bunch of Instagram models for a party.
Oh, he loves all that.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. So I'm surprised he can still manage it. I'm surprised he's still got the energy left to play football. Yeah, say models. I use the word model loosely, like
Right.
yeah, because I think the word I'm looking for is hooker, really. But they call themselves models, don't they, these days? Bless them. Yeah. Anyway, so next game, Nottingham Forest, Tottenham Hotspur. I think that was just a case of two shithouse managers, and one being better than the other. In Dice, obviously, is the new messiah, the great
Yeah.
Sean
Oh,
Dice.
come on. Oh, you say she does managers, but Forest were unlucky to just win that
Yeah,
game
no,
3-0.
they
It
were good actually. I
should
was
have been
just a joke.
final, but in reality, a final would have been the justified
Mm,
scoreline. When you look at the chances they
yeah.
squandered.
No, what I meant was 10 minutes. They're known for being shithouses, like they're playing shithouse, and Dice just knew how to do it. Knew how to cope with Frank's
Yeah.
tactics. Frank hasn't got a clue what to do other than shithousery, has he? He's looking an absolute disaster for Spurs, isn't he?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
They
Yeah.
were
I was
well
just
battered.
looking at one of the stats that said like Ange Postecoglou last season when Spurs finished 17 had more points at this stage than Frank does.
Really? Wow. And they were awful last season from start to finish. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking like an absolute joke of a choice. Really bad. He just doesn't fit the club, though, does he? Whereas Dice is looking like
No.
an inspired sign when you consider that, like where they were when he took over, and now they're already starting to look like they're going to be well clear of the relegation battle now. So
Yeah, I don't think they're in a hurry. I thought they
Yeah,
were going to
they
be,
are.
but they're not.
I'm confused how much point, like how many points Leeds and Forest have, but one has 18, another has 20, which is 5 and 7 points away from
hmm.
the drop zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're starting to pull clear, both of them, aren't they? Anyway, so yeah, the Forest were excellent to be fair, and they would easy win for them. And against Tottenham, that's something you don't expect in the when you consider the size of the amount spent on players. Like I know
Yeah.
Forest have spent heavily, but they've nothing like what Spears have done over the last few years. So it's a bit of a shock, really, I suppose. And then we go on to the real shock. I think the one that I think when you're saying about how good Eddie Howe is, Sunderland beating Newcastle in the Tyne-Wear derby, and well deserved
Yeah.
again. Newcastle
It was
just
a
I
good
What a
game,
don't
goal.
actually.
I don't understand what you see in Eddie Howe's football. They're awful.
I think he'd suit Everton
They were
more than he does
abysmal.
Newcastle. That's what I'm saying.
I
But
know.
it was quite a good game, actually. It was blood and thunder and a local derby, so it was never going to be the cutest game of
Mm,
football. There was a lot of good commitments and some decent play at times as well. And it
um,
got Walter Marder scored with a header, which was unlucky for him, to be honest with you. But you know, they
it's
both
because I've
played it
said he
around
can't
and
play.
tried the hardest, but it just never come to
It's
fruition
it's
for
it's all
the
because of
Newcastle.
me, actually.
yeah, yeah. I said he
He
can't.
can't
He's not good
he
in
said
the
he
air.
can't get
Since
the
then,
ball.
he hasn't stopped scoring
Yeah.
headers.
Doesn't matter which way it is, it's only headers.
He is ramming it down my throat, though, properly, but I don't think he wanted to do it this week. Gotta say, I don't think he'd have
No,
enjoyed that one. But Sunderland really well. They definitely deserved that win. I gotta say, one thing I want to say is well done to the ref for letting them get stuck into each other and properly play.
yeah,
He
yeah,
didn't. He
proper game
didn't.
of football.
Yeah, he didn't flash the yellow cards for no reason or anything. He didn't pull it. He let them get at each other. He was letting for challenges go, and I wish there was more of that. That was what made it good. I thought. So fair play. I
Yeah,
can't remember who the ref was. Can anyone remember who it was? Because I
I
just like
can't
to
know.
say, no, I just got to say, well done to him because he made that game work. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was. I think that was probably the best game of the weekend, to be honest, to watch. Most enjoyable.
There might be
But
another one next.
as in a neutral. As a neutral, I mean, it was probably the most enjoyable game. Yeah.
I
Next
think
one is
I think
West Ham
Seamus
Villa.
might disagree with you.
West Ham Villa's the next one.
Oh,
So
that's not.
Villa
Yeah, 3-2.
Villa aren't playing well, but they're
Winning.
still picking up results. I mean, Morgan Rogers just stepped up, and he was when he did in the second half and just won the game basically. Very Stevie Gerrard's reminiscent. They know that he's always getting that comparison, but he was in that game very reminiscent of Steven Gerrard dragging Liverpool single-handedly to wins when they're playing badly. That's what Rodgers did for Villa.
He's very talented, Rodgers, for me, but he doesn't do it enough of the time for me. He seems a bit lazy at times, but there's no doubt that when he's on the ball and when he's on his game, he's a fantastic player. He just doesn't do enough for me all the time. He's not involved for long periods. And although I do like him, I think he's a fantastic player. I just wish he'd get more involved, in the games. But that might be just me,
No, for a team that's battling for the trophy in a way for the Premier League, it is quite weird that I, as a Man United fan, don't see them having too many players I would take at United, which probably speaks volumes about Unai Emery's job, like how well he's done.
Are they in a title? Are they in the title battle?
No, not for me.
I think they're just there, but I don't think anybody cares that they just happen to find themselves there. They don't know how, because for a month they couldn't score a goal for lockdown money.
I think it comes down to what happens with the rest of the teams around them. If the others fall down, the others have a bad run, they can just keep grinding out results. So they could end up actually winning by default rather than because they're the better team, because they're not playing well, but they're still picking up results, and that's that can be what it takes at times. So anyway, West Ham were poor, and again, they were good in the first half, absolutely better team, but they didn't do enough in the second half. They just they don't seem to have the right attitude to me. Apart from Bowen, who was fantastic, probably the best player on the pitch. Apart from Bowen, they don't seem to have any players with any kind of desire and will to win for me. They have a lot of poor attitudes. Sorry, Wilson, when he's playing, he's also got a good attitude. So yeah, but yeah, there is like a problem. I mean, there's a few good players in their squad, but they're just Nuno just doesn't seem to play them enough. Magassa, I was thinking of. Potts I like actually. He's coming up. He's playing regularly, but he's just a kid, and you can't really rely on him yet. Anyway, Brentford Leeds United, the next one, 1-1. I watched that one as well. It was quite a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game, and I thought Brentford might go 1 or 2 up, but once Leeds, changed the formation again, put 2 up top, Okafor and DCL, and it was a really good goal, to be honest with you. Willie Nonto come on, done the cross, and
good ball in
and
that.
It was a good goal. But they worked hard, Leeds, and they have been working hard, and they're getting the just rewards for it,
Yeah, they're doing it on work rate. A lot of their points are coming via just outworking the opposition, smothering them. A bit like Sunderland, where a lot of their good form is due to them just being harder working than the opposition. It's really good to watch, to be honest. I like to see that. Yeah. So, shall we move on to the final game of the weekend? Bit of a boring non-entity of a game, so we'll just quickly cover it. We've only got 2 minutes left, so we've got plenty of time to fill this in. Or should we pause it? Should we stop it and restart it and come back for that?
We can do it in less than 2 minutes.
Go on then. Onana was back in goal for Man United, I think, judging by the mess he made.
For a minute or two, maybe. Rest of the time, he was good. Lamens, it's not his fault we didn't win the match. Yeah, it just shows that as a team we're still not that good. If I'm being honest, there were some lovely goals. Bruno finally is hitting some rich vein of forms. Although the quotes after the game
not defensively,
are quite worrying. Yeah, but defensively, I think it's a squad and structural issue that defensively we're not solid enough. That any game against any opposition at any ground, you will not rely on United. You wouldn't even consider United keeping a clean sheet as a distant reality, which is quite worrisome. But
they're very poor defensively.
Yeah, but
first half they were very good.
We showed the ability to come back and score again and again, which is at least better than always looking toothless and idiotic when having the possession. But losing the guys for the AFCON is going to hit us harder than a lot of the teams because we lost the
And
whole
Boomer.
right hand side. So
And
Yeah.
Boomer in particular, because him and Cunha were linked up brilliantly at times. Looked a great combination, that did.
Yeah,
yeah,
I thought, I thought the 4-0 was a great game to watch, but United are so open in that midfield. They haven't got a midfield, basically. They let them run right through the midfield.